Hello everyone, and welcome back to Yoshi's Woolly World on the Nintendo Wii U. I am One Welsh Sheep yet again, and today, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be continuing onwards and finishing World 5 off for good, which means we will be moving on to World 6, which, ladies and gentlemen, I do believe is actually the final world of the game. I say I do believe because I actually haven't beat the game yet, but I am pretty certain that World 6 is the final world, on account of it being the main bad guy's castle, for one thing, so that's my big reason why I think it's the end game, but that's just me. But anyway, in regards to this level now that we are on, it's time for a lift tour. Now we have to manipulate all these moving lifts by throwing wool balls at each of the switches that these lifts are actually present on. This will allow the track that the actual lift is on to change, allowing us to jump on and basically progress. What can I say? It's actually a very simple level, a very easy one to get through, and it's not even that tricky to find all the secrets in this one due to the fact basically the most of the stage you're constrained to these lifts. So so long as you know where to go, you know where to throw the balls, and you know to change the lifts at the right times, you shouldn't have any issues collecting all the collectibles in this one. At least I didn't have any particular issues, you know, ladies and gents. Although, to be fair, these type of levels usually do bore me in games like this, but I think this one stays pretty varied enough to interest me, just because there's loads of, it's not an auto-scroll level, you know? You can easily just go out of your way and jump across to the next platform if need be, and you can sort of try and skip platforming sequences if you so desire. I don't recommend doing that, but hey, you can do it, which is, it's always a plus in my book, because it's nothing worse than playing a game and being stuck to an auto-scroll sequence that's just very boring and not even challenging, you know? And I'm not fond of auto-scroll sequences in the first place, which also doesn't help. But I digress. Anyway, you might be wondering why I'm trying to keep penguins alive. That's because every now and then you're going to find collectibles that are a bit high up in the scenery, if you will. And the best way to deal with those collectibles is to, well, keep the penguin, so you can bounce off the penguin and use them as like an extra platform in order to manipulate yourself to go a bit higher. Like you saw me with a happy flower earlier on, that's exactly what I did to get hold of a happy flower. So keep in mind, try and keep at least one penguin around on each of those platforms, because it's going to make things a great deal easier for you to progress. What can I say? Also, I don't know if we've actually seen these yet, these wool things. Basically, you eat the wool and a giant sprite will pop out and attack you. I believe we have seen them beforehand, but here they are again with massive super bullet bills, which you can manipulate by booping in the head. And it's all swell, it's all swell. You can use them to get higher, you can use them to collect stuff. Like by here, for example, you grab this guy, and then, as he comes across to you, boop him in the head, and we should... Well, that's an example of what you can do anyway. You don't need to do that, because let's face it, there's an area. I thought it was somewhere else, basically. Oh god, I'm tired. Get out of my way, goddammit! I want to get through! Thank you, jeez. These penguins these days. No manners. But yeah, you gotta be smart about manipulating all the fire and stuff and ice and what have you in this level. That's all the stage is really about. It's manipulating everything, manipulating all the tools that are given to you. And instead of jumping up by here, you do want to drop down, because this, by here, this, that's, for some reason, is really awkward to grab. I don't even think you get a piece of wool or happy flower from it. It's just very annoying to grab if you want to get hold of all the beads. Which, obviously, if you get all the beads, they give you all the stamps. And if you get all of the stamps, then you can, use them on Miiverse, I suppose. You know, there's really not that much reason to use this to get the beads and stamps, honestly. Like, as much as I love Miiverse as a feature, and I love what people post on it usually, I don't personally use it that much. You know, it exists. It's there, I guess. There's nothing spectacular about it, and I've never been one for those type of social media stuff. Anyway, it's like even Facebook I rarely use. Like I use Facebook to release, hey, look at me, I'm releasing a video now. Come watch me, please. And that's basically all that's there for. You know, I don't use social media that much. It's not my jam. You know, if I'm gonna socialize, I'm gonna do it either through TeamSpeak with people I already know, through Steam Online or multiplayer games, or Xbox Live multiplayer games, or PlayStation Network multiplayer games, or I'm gonna do it in a pub. You know, as you do. Whoa! Oh god! No! No! Why? I hate when that happens. Don't you just hate it? Thing is though, that sort of thing happens quite a lot in this level, because you do need to pay attention to the scenery above you, just because of those penguins. And you do want to try and... Oh, never mind. I was going to say you do want to try and keep one around just in case, but I actually don't think you need one at this point. No, you don't need one, so I'm just talking on my ass. Never mind, never mind. Ignore me, ignore me. But yeah, I do kind of like this stage. It does drag on way too long though. I think that's a big complaint I have with most of these stages. Like, they are really long levels. And as I stated before, you know, I prefer when platform games don't have extremely long levels. Like, even with... That's like one of my few complaints even with Freedom Planet. And I absolutely adore Freedom Planet. It's one of my top 10 games of all time. But even that game has issues. Its level length is pretty damn long. And personally, I would prefer less long levels, but more level variety, you know, personally. But that's just me. I come from an age of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. I come from an age of Sega where if a level was 3 minutes long, you were considered lucky, you know? So, I don't know. But I digress. With that, there's the last happy flower of the level. We are now completed with this level, thank God. And we can now move on to the final stage of World 5. World 5. World 5. It is 5, right? I can count. Yeah, it is World 5. So, yeah. Let's get on to that. Of course, with World 5, we do need to worry about one thing. You know, for the final level. Get used to them ice physics, yo, because the final stage is an ice level! Yay! Which means we have to deal with a lot of ice. A hell of a lot of ice to get through, which means goodbye traction, goodbye all movement powers. I think there's a couple of ice levels throughout the course of this world we've already tackled anyway, but, you know, just due to the fact it's a boss level, we need to be extra careful. In fact, I have died quite a few times during the course of this level. Not so much in, well, actually, in this run as well, but in my original run, I spent ages in this level just because I was insistent to make my first playthrough 100% playthrough as well, which is why I'm kind of going through this LP a lot slower than I should, because when I'm playing a game for the first time, I tend to want to play it 100%, but the thing is, then in games like this, I have to either reference a guide in order to do it for YouTube, or I need to go about the game really slowly, and it's really making Let's Playing this game really difficult. It's probably soured me a little bit on the game itself, to be honest, because the game itself is fine. It's absolutely amazing game to play through, but I noticed the past couple of episodes I've been a lot more critical of the game, you know? It's not to say though the game's bad. It's still a really, really good platformer. Still up there with Nintendo's quality. And I still prefer it to the other Yoshi platformers in the series, because Yoshi games are generally not my style. I know, something about them, they tend to... Honestly, they tend to bore me with a lot of them. This game seems to be the exception to that rule. Then you have the likes of Yoshi's Story, which just freaks me out. I don't know, I've never liked Yoshi's Story. That game always... Well, I don't mind it, it's just freaked me out, you know. The Yoshi series as a whole isn't one of my strong points, I'm gonna be honest. Like, it's not like Sonic the Hedgehog or anything like that to me, you know, folks. Oh god! Why did Yoshi, you pleb? Why? Ugh. Why must I be such a I can't video game. Although I do kind of like this level's gimmicks, because we got, like I said, there is a lot of ice to deal with in this level, but the ice we're going to be dealing with, for the most part, is these giant ice ball cube things, where we need to manipulate the, you know, they rotate over time. So we need to manipulate their rotations in order to platform correctly. And I like that, you know, I like the challenge of that, so it's pretty cool, it's pretty cool. Although this can be a little bit devious, as you can probably guess by the faint glow of that room. We needed to chuck in Yoshi wool up there to get up to this area. That can be really, really, really difficult to do, you know, to notice you can do that. So just keep an eye out, folks. It's around this point in the game where the game's going to get really tricksy with its hidden item locations. Well, I say really tricksy. It's not that bad. It's just, you need to get used to it, that's all. But I digress. We do need to take that route, otherwise otherwise the wall piece we will not be able to grab. So yeah, there's that. Although be careful with an upcoming section, because this upcoming section by here is treacherous. You want to know why? Because we need to deal with getting that piece of wool. How do we get that piece of wool? Well, what we're meant to do is we're meant to actually platform on each of these ice blocks, but as you can quite easily tell, it is very easy to just get crushed or caught in between the ice blocks and die. So yeah, like that. So just be careful, go about this slowly, don't rush, for the love of God. If you rush, you're going to die in this level. There's no two ways about it. You will die, and you will not die a very pleasant death. Oh no. You will die a very painful one. But I digress. There's the boss door. It's time to get out of here and head into the boss level itself. Actually, now that I think about it, this stage as a whole isn't that long, like, compared to the last level we just did. Unless it just feels short. I don't know. Either way, time to take on the boss battle. So who are we battling this time, you might wonder?
You are getting on my nerves. Hey you, in the parka. Send this Yoshi back to the Ice Age.
I'm not very good at doing that voice. I need a new voice. I need to think of a new voice for Kamek. But anyway, I digress. It's now time to take care of our new boss battle. This here is the Ice Shy Guy, and he's going to start things off by chucking ice blocks at you, which you can easily jump over. And from there on, he is going to continue onwards, and he's going to spit out Shy Guys. Now, these Shy Guys you're going to want to gobble up. They are your ammunition for this level, folks. So just grab them, eat them up, and get prepared. After which, he's going to try and ground pound you, in which case is your cue to throw exactly 3 pieces of wool at him. Not 4, not 2, 3. This will send him into the spikes behind him, allowing you to ground pound him and demolish him entirely. From there on, he's going to continue moving onwards by sending out all these spike balls that are going to engulf the battlefield, basically. So just move from left to right. They're very easy to tell where they're going to be. And I do believe they're actually, the pattern of where they go, it stays the same regardless of how many times you play this boss fight, so there's that. Moving on to phase 2, now he's going to start throwing these loads more ice blocks. Yay! Just jump over them as you normally do. It's really easy battle to take care of. And he's going to do his ground pound thing as well. But he's going to do the ground pound thing a couple of times until he gets to the edge of the platform. In which case, he runs and repeats exactly what he did last time. Throw 3 balls of wool at him. Ground pound him. And Bob is your uncle. What can I say? Now, if you'll actually see me demonstrate something in a minute now. I'm going to demonstrate a way to make this boss fight quicker. But you do need to have 6 yarn balls in total before you can do this to make the boss fight quicker, because otherwise, well, it just won't work. Basically, there's a couple of opportunities you'll have to attack the Shy Guy as opposed to just waiting for his entire attack pattern. Like, basically, whenever you see his block like this, normally, now you can hit him. But the problem is, I didn't have enough balls, so now I'm just jumping around like a bloody carrot. Come on, you pleb. Shoot more Shy Guy. Ah, my face! But, yeah, for the most part, it's an easy boss battle. It's quite interesting. It's quite enjoyable to play. Pattern isn't too difficult to get into, so there is that. Of course, there we go. Boom, boom, boom. Bob is your uncle. It's time to finish this. What is that noise Yoshi makes at the end of these levels? It's like, weeaboo! What the hell is a weeaboo? Is he going weeaboo? You weeaboos! Stop sitting there watching me and let's playing me, you with your waifu there. But I digress. Anyway, with that, that is the end of this, so now it's time to move on to the special stage of this world. Alright. Also, if anyone wants advice, don't get any dogs, okay? Making let's plays with dogs around that nag you, and bark whenever people leave the house, and bark whenever people enter the house, and bark whenever they see a fox, and bark whenever they see someone out the street. It's a bloody nightmare. Do not get dogs. Yeah, exactly, Gringo. It's the loud animals. Actually, that one's mine though, I think. Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, continuing onwards, we now have access to the final castle of the game. So, we're not going there. That is the last world, ladies and gentlemen. And we'll be heading there next time. Look at the ominous. Look at the ominous and fear it. It's really cute. I can't. Come on, how can you be too intimidated by that? It's so adorable. But I digress. Now that we've 100%ed World 5, we do have the special stage to go to. So let's go ahead and let's do Yoshi's Curtain Call. Now this stage in particular as well, ladies and gentlemen. By the way, this Sniffberg, the Yoshi character, I love this design for him. But this particular stage is so difficult to 100% in one run. Trust me, you would not believe how long I've been trying to record this for when I recorded it. I was on this level for a good hour, trying to get it pixel perfect. Because this, ladies and gentlemen, is akin to an automatic on-rails sequence. We're basically on a curtain, we move up and down to collect the collectibles that come near us, and we have to jump at the right time in order to collect everything properly. So basically follow the same route I take, and you should be fine in collecting everything. It's just a matter of timing then. Because, yeah. But I do love this level, I really do enjoy it. Considering how long I was stuck playing this level, it's a good thing I enjoy it as well, because Jesus Christ, it's just so fast-paced. It just makes me go, gotta go fast! Wow! Baby Bowser is, uh-oh, gotta speed up! You know, the stage is amazing, it's really good fun, and I recommend it, I recommend it. I really do like that these levels are actually, these are what you unlock for collecting 100% in each of the worlds. So it's a neat little bonus, you don't see many games these days, like a lot of the games you see nowadays, you get 100%, but it's usually just an indicator on the screen to say, oh look, you got 100%, whoop-de-doo. But I do like it when they try to reward you for getting 100% with something more than just a basic achievement, like additional levels and what have you, like in the case of this game. It's probably a bit harder to do considering achievements are a thing these days, but I've never been fond of achievements. I've never really bothered with the things. They exist. I just don't go after them. I really don't go after achievements. They're just there. If I'm playing a game, I'm playing the game for the game. I'm not playing the game for the achievements. That's what I never understood about achievement whores. They always go after the games and they buy the games just for achievements, which... Don't worry, I am guilty of playing games because of achievements before, just due to the fact that someone else got me the game and I was like, oh, I better play it anyway, at least. Which was, it was one of the Avatar games on the Xbox 360. I think it might be... I don't know, I think it was based off the second season of the TV show. But, basically I just played that game for 10 minutes, got all the 1,000 gamer points, and I never touched it again. I think I traded that in, actually, I don't even own it. So, yeah, there's that. Although the game did seem interesting, so I may pick it up at one point just to try it out properly. But I digress. With that, we have a new Yoshi. What console Yoshi we getting this time? Well, of course, it is the Super Nintendo Yoshi. Not quite the Nintendo 64, but it'll have to do. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is it for World 5, so thank you all for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. Don't be sheepish, people. And when we catch you next time, we'll be taking on the final world of the game. So I'll catch you all then. Don't be sheepish. See you after. Bye!